Hello and welcome. You're watching the news. I'm Gargi Rawat. Stay for all the top news stories of the day. Now, tomorrow, the monsoon session of Parliament will begin. Today, there was an all-party meeting and the opposition is set to corner the government over the Manipur issue. Also, a tragic accident in Uttarakhand has led to the deaths of 16 people. All that and more coming up. Let's take a look at the headlines we're tracking. At least 16 people, including a police sub-inspector and 3 home guards, were killed. 7 others seriously injured after a transformer exploded and they were electrocuted at a Namami Gange project site in Chamoli. The government held an all-party meeting today ahead of the monsoon session of Parliament that begins tomorrow, while the government has said they are ready for a discussion on Manipur as the opposition has been demanding. The Congress has demanded the Prime Minister make a statement. A day after attending opposing meetings in Delhi and Bengaluru, today Uddhav Thakre met Ajit Pawar in his chambers along with Aditya Thakre for the first time since the leaders split the NCP. He said he asked him to continue working for the people of the state. The Supreme Court granted bail to activist Teesta Setalvad in the case of alleged fabrication of 2002 Gujarat riots evidence, in which the Gujarat High Court had asked her to surrender. In fact, the Supreme Court called the Gujarat High Court observations as perverse and contradictory. In Andhra Pradesh, 6 people, including 3 minors, are held by the police after a video showed some of them urinating on a tribal man, allegedly over his relationship with a teenage girl. Europe in the grip of extreme heat waves, with health warnings being issued stating risk of death. The UN says the world must ready for more such record temperatures. And with over 7 million square feet of floor space, Surat diamond boss has surpassed the Pentagon as the world's largest office building. It will be inaugurated later this year. Our top story now, a freak tragic accident in Uttarakhand's Chamoli where 16 people died due to electrocution. This was in a sewage treatment plant on the banks of the Alaknanda river. This includes a police inspector and 3 home guards who had gone to rescue a watchman who was missing after a transformer exploded. Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Dhami also visited Chamoli today.
A horrific accident in Chamoli, Uttarakhand, where 16 people died on this bridge of a sewage treatment plant of the Namami Gange project. They were electrocuted when the electricity from the transformer ran through the railing, killing 16 and injuring 7 others. Among the dead is a policeman and home guards. 7 locals seriously injured have been flown to AIIMS Rishikesh. According to the administration, first a watchman died due to electrocution in the incident. When the police team reached the spot, along with the locals, they were also electrocuted.
और वैविधिक कार्रवाई की जा रही है. इससे हमारे पुलिस सब इंस्पेक्टर भी है क्या और 3 होम गार्ड भी है. इसमें प्रभापेशिया ये आ रही है, वहाँ पे रैलिंग में करंट लग गए. अभी जांच में पूरा विस्तृत जांच होगा तो आगे बातें सामने आ जाएंगी.
Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami has ordered a judicial inquiry into the whole incident and has also announced a compensation of 5 lakh rupees for those who have passed away.
तो जो घायल हैं उन घायलों को हायर सेंटर रिफर भी किया जा रहा है. हेलीकॉप्टर से उनको वहां से शिफ्ट किया जा रहा है एम्स ऋषिकेश.
Locals are agitated. They are alleging that there is negligence from the side of Power Department of Uttarakhand. They did not cut the electricity after the death of watchmen. Now the project has been stopped. A high-level inquiry has been ordered. District Magistrate has reached the spot, inspected, and District Magistrate will file the full report in 1 week. In Delhi, with Ashwani Mehra, Saurabh Shukla for NDTV.
The big political story tomorrow, the monsoon session of Parliament begins and a stormy session expected once again. The government today held an all-party meeting chaired by Defence Minister Rajnath Singh. The government, while expecting trouble, also intends to get business done in this session, unlike the last session where very little work was done. Now, while the government has said they are ready for a discussion even on the issue of Manipur, the Congress declared that they would bring an adjournment motion on Manipur and ask for the Prime Minister to make a statement.
House stands adjourned 2 बजे तक के लिए 2 PM today स्थगित की जाती है.
After a more stormy and unproductive session in the second part of the budget session this year, the monsoon session begins tomorrow, amidst apprehension that even this one may be a washout. Confirming the fears of the government, the Congress declared that they would bring in an adjournment motion on Manipur and would not allow proceedings until the Prime Minister himself makes a statement on Manipur in both the houses.
कल हम लोग एडजॉर्नमेंट मोशन लाना चाहते हैं, स्थगन प्रस्ताव लाना चाहते हैं, क्योंकि मणिपुर की हालात दिन पे दिन बदतर होते जा रहे हैं, गंभीर होते जा रहे हैं.
Looking to expand the base in Northeast, the Trinamool Congress also joined in to demand the Prime Minister's version on the matter.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi, we want you to speak in both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. You have to speak in Parliament. Enough of Man Ki Baat. We want to hear Manipur Ki Baat. And if you don't speak on Manipur, you will be accused of disrupting Parliament. You don't want Parliament to run. That's why you don't want to speak on Manipur.
In the several meetings that were held since today morning, including the all-party and the NDA floor leaders meeting, the government has assured that they are ready to discuss each and every issue as per the rules, including that of Manipur.
I am always optimistic and हमने अपील तो की है, हम सब चर्चा के लिए तैयार हैं. इसके कारण आप कृपया सदन चलाने के लिए दे, तो ये तो हमने अपील किए हैं.
The government, while expecting trouble, also intends to get some business done this session. Some of the important bills to be brought in this time are the Data Protection Bill, GNCTD Bill Amendment to replace Delhi Ordinance, the Jan Vishwas Bill, the Forest Conservation Amendment Bill 2020. Aam Aadmi Party, though it has very few MPs, is all set to raise the pitch on the Delhi Ordinance that the government hopes to pass.
भारत के संघीय ढांचे को कुचलने का बिल, दिल्ली का काला अध्यादेश, उसको बिल के रूप में ये लोकसभा में लाने जा रहे हैं. पहला बिल इनका आप देख लीजिए. तो इसका मतलब इस सरकार को न लोकतंत्र में यकीन है, संघीय ढांचे में यकीन नहीं है, भारत के संविधान में यकीन नहीं है. तो ये विषय आज ज्यादातर राजनीतिक दलों ने उठाया, मैंने भी उठाया, कि भाई आप एक चुनी हुई सरकार के अधिकारों को छीन रहे हैं.
With the cloud of both government and the opposition acrimony getting darker, this monsoon session is also expected to be a turbulent one. Will it also ensure that the key bills get stalled and the money of the public exchequer gets washed down the drain? In New Delhi, Megha Prasad for NDTV.
Shiv Sena UBT leader Uddhav Thakre today met former ally and Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar for the first time since the NCP leader joined the Eknath Shinde government. Now, this comes a day after both the leaders had attended the opposing alliance meetings, the NDA meeting in Delhi and the meeting of Opposition Alliance India in Bengaluru. This meeting today was on the sidelines of Mr. Thakre attending the House proceedings and was the first formal meet and greet after Ajit Pawar switched sides and joined the Shiv Sena BJP government. Uddhav Thakre though played down the meeting and he said it was a courtesy call.
मला खात्री आहे की इथे जरी काही बाकीच्यांची सत्तेसाठी काही जरी डावपेच चालले असले तरी त्यांच्याकडनं राज्यातील जनतेला वेळेवरती मदत मिळेल. कारण राज्याच्या तिजोरीच्या चाव्या त्यांच्याकडे दिल्या गेलेल्या आहेत परत एकदा.
In a huge relief to activist Teesta Setalva, the Supreme Court today granted her regular bail in connection with the FIR for allegedly fabricating evidence in the 2002 Gujarat riots cases. The top court quashed the Gujarat High Court order denying her bail. The justices also questioned the Gujarat High Court order, terming it perverse and contradictory. The court, in its observations, noted that the charge sheet had been filed against Ms. Setalvad, eliminating the need, they said, for custodial interrogation. And the Supreme Court also, however, directed that Ms. Setalvad not influence witnesses in the ongoing case. So let's take you through what the justices had to say. And Justice B.R. Gavai said, what investigation did you do on June 24th and 25th that you decided she has done something so heinous as to warrant her arrest? The Definition of Evidence Act would have to be thrown in the dustbin if your contention has to be accepted. So some very strong words there. Justice Dipankar Datta said, now we think the case under Section 194 is suspect and you want someone to be under trial and in custody till the verdict is pronounced. So strong words there from the Supreme Court as it granted bail to Teesta Setalvad. News now from Karnataka, where the Karnataka Assembly Speaker today suspended 10 BJP MLAs for creating a ruckus in the Assembly by throwing papers on the Deputy Speaker while protesting against the deputation of IS officers for leaders of the opposition parties for the meeting yesterday that took place, the meeting of opposition parties, 26 of them, and the BJP was protesting against the deputation of IS officers for leaders who had come to attend that meeting. BJP MLAs have been suspended until the end of the session, which gets over on the 21st of July. Protests were then held outside the Assembly as well, and BJP MLAs, including former Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai, as you can see there, staged this protest outside the Assembly and were detained by the police. The opposition BJP and Janata Dal Secular have now given a notice seeking a no-confidence motion against the Assembly Speaker, UT Khadar, after he suspended the 10 BJP MLAs. The new World Bank President, Ajay Banga, is in India to attend the G20 finance heads meet that concluded yesterday. The first Indian origin head of the Poverty Bank, who took over the position last month, visited a Skill India mission in New Delhi's Dwarka today. Speaking on the recently released Niti Aayog report that said India's multi-dimensional poverty rate has fallen to 15%, the World Bank president said that India has an advantage over other countries in tackling poverty.
In India, just a report came out 2 days ago which said that the headcount ratio has fallen from 25% in 2016 to around 14% in 2022. So do you think that's good enough, or there needs to be more that needs to be done on the front? And how will the World Bank be aiding that?
I think poverty, frankly, around the world, the gains we made on poverty over the last 3 to 4 decades, it took a little bit of a setback. By the pandemic, as well as climate change, as well as fragility and wars, and now the higher debt sort of issues in some countries because of interest rates. All of these set things back. But I think India has had an advantage over this in that your economy has been growing. You had a year or two of challenges during the pandemic. You've come out of it relatively strong. If you can maintain this momentum, the best way to tackle poverty is growth and jobs. The best way, I said this in Paris, to drive a nail in the coffin of poverty is growth and jobs. Every other way is temporary. You have to provide skilling for those jobs. You have to provide education for those jobs. You have to provide healthcare so people grow up healthy. But finally, it's about growth and jobs. And your country is focused on that. So I'm actually more optimistic today with all the infrastructure investment that has been going on and with all the investment in digital and physical infrastructure. And what I saw today in the skilling space, I'm actually more optimistic today than I was in prior years. India's opportunity currently is to cash in on the China Plus One opportunity. This opportunity won't stay open for 10 years. This is a 3 to 5 year opportunity when the supply chains start relocating, or let's say not relocating but adding on in another location. That's going to need work, and it is one of the topics that I'm going to be discussing.
The Karnataka police claim to have unraveled a terror plot with the arrest of 5 men from the city. The mastermind is still to be arrested. Now, this comes a day after the capital city hosted an opposition unity meet that top leaders from across the country had attended. Here's a report.
The Bengaluru police claim to have busted a major plot to carry out a terror attack in the capital city. 5 youth aged between 25 and 35 have been arrested.
The preliminary information or the interrogation of these 5 accused who have been secured indicates that all these 5 persons, along with another person who is absconding and who is likely to be abroad now, they were involved in a murder case of 2017 in Bengaluru City RT Nagar police station, and when they were inside jail under trial prisoners regarding this case, they came in contact with T. Nazir, one of the main accused in 2008 serial blast case, and T. Nazir, it is seems to have radicalized these individuals, especially the one who is now absconding abroad, and the person who is presently abroad, he has activated this module and he has supplied these weapons and other equipments.
The accused in the cooker blast case that took place in Bengaluru last year was also said to have been radicalized in Belagavi prison.
Prisons are the place where all the criminals meet, but definitely proper watch, observation, they happen regularly.
The accused were presented before a NIA special court and have been remanded to 15 days in judicial custody. The suspected terror plot in Bengaluru has been unravelled just a day after key opposition leaders met here. The Bengaluru police have seized guns, daggers, as well as bomb-making materials and weapons. Former CM Baswaraj Bommai wants the case to be handed over to the NIA. With camera person Kumar, Pratibha Raman in Bengaluru for NDTV.
Now, a shocking case from Andhra Pradesh. 6 people, including 3 minors, were taken into police custody after 2 of them were seen in a video urinating on a tribal man. This allegedly over his relationship with a teenage girl. This is in Andhra's Prakasam district, and this is similar to what happened in Madhya Pradesh. Now, the shocking incident took place last month, according to the police, when one of the accused had called the tribal man who was known to him. The issue they wanted to discuss was his relationship with the teenage girl, and the accused, along with 8 other people, of which 3 were minors, allegedly thrashed him and then urinated on him. 3 of the accused have been arrested and sent to judicial custody. The juveniles have been presented before a juvenile court. News from Delhi now, where a couple was thrashed by a mob in Dwarka area of Delhi for allegedly employing a 10-year-old girl as a domestic help and torturing her. Now, these shocking visuals showed people repeatedly slapping the woman who was in her pilot uniform. Her husband is seen being assaulted separately by a group of men. Now, according to reports, the couple hired a 10-year-old girl for domestic chores about 2 months ago, and today a relative of the girl spotted injury marks on her arms and informed the police. The girl was reportedly assaulted on the suspicion of theft, and then this mob incident took place. The police is now investigating the matter, and the woman, an Indigo pilot, has been derostered by the airline pending the investigation. Johnson & Johnson has been ordered to pay $18.8 million to a California man who claimed that the company's talcum-based powders caused his cancer. The company said that it would appeal the verdict, reiterating that Johnson's baby powder is safe and does not cause cancer. The 6-week trial was the first overtake that Johnson & Johnson has faced in almost 2 years. This is a setback for the company as it seeks to settle tens of thousands of similar cases over its talc-based products in U.S. bankruptcy court. In April, Johnson & Johnson offered nearly $9 billion to settle lawsuits involving its talcum powder. The settlement was intended to cover all existing and future lawsuits. Johnson & Johnson pulled its talc-based powders from the U.S. and Canada markets in 2020. News now of the weather. Now, Europe is in the grip of heat waves as large swaths of southern and eastern Europe have been placed on heat wave red alert. Health warnings have also been issued by the World Meteorological Organization, which has even said there is an increased risk of death. Over 60,000 people had died due to the heat last year in Europe. There is no respite also expected till the end of this month. Scientists have long warned that climate change caused by greenhouse gas emissions, mainly from burning fossil fuels, will make heat waves more frequent, severe and deadly. The UN too has warned that the world needs to prepare for more extreme heat.
These events will continue to grow in intensity, and the world needs to prepare for more intense heat waves. The recently declared El Nino is only expected to amplify the occurrence and intensity of extreme heat events. So we're in for a bit of a ride, I'm afraid, and they will have quite serious impacts on human health and livelihoods.
And news back home, there was exceptionally heavy rainfall over Gujarat Saurashtra, causing flooding in several areas. Torrential rain also caused waterlogging in Rajkot, Surat and Gir Somnath districts. 43 of Gujarat's 206 reservoirs have been placed on high alert. A heavy rain also pounded Maharashtra's Thane and Palghar districts today, causing waterlogging in many localities. A number of rivers in Thane and neighbouring Raigad were in spate. While the rain will continue tomorrow, some pockets of Maharashtra, Gujarat and Goa will receive heavy to very heavy rainfall. Sports news now. An Indian shuttler, Sadhvi Rankireddy, has set the Guinness World Record for the fastest hit by a male player in badminton, a mind-boggling 565 kilometers an hour with his smash. Sadhvi, who along with his partner Chirag Shetty won the Indonesia Open Super 1000 recently, broke a decade-long record set in May 2013.
Indian badminton star player Sadhvi Rankireddy smashed the Guinness World Record for the fastest hit by any player, male or female, during the Korea Open. Sadhvi recorded a speed of 565 kilometers per hour with his smash. Yes, 565 kilometers per hour. To put this astonishing hit into context, the fastest speed recorded by a Formula 1 car is 397.48 kilometers per hour, while the fastest tennis serve maxes out at 263 kilometers per hour. This is even faster than the fastest train in the world, the Shanghai Maglev, at 460 kilometers per hour. And remember, Sadhvi's smash broke a decade-long record previously held by the Malaysian player Tan Boon Hyong, who set the record in May 2013 with a smash speed of 493 kilometers per hour. But how did Sadhvi achieve this feat? Well, to understand that, we need to understand the factors that affect the speed of the smash. The number one is the body movement. The body movement influences the energy flow and the timing of the contact. A good form of smash is crucial to accumulate the power of the body and to release it as a whole in an instant. The number two is the form of the smash. To maximize the speed of a smash, the main body needs to work together to generate and deliver power into the shot. The energy starts from the foot and transfers to the waist, then shoulder, onto the arm, then the forearm, the wrist, and lastly, the racket head. Among these intersections, the waist, the forearm, and the wrist need to be twisted. The number three is the sweet spot of the racket. While playing, one uses the racket head to hit, but there is a certain region where one can get the best power transmission and most precision, and that region is called the sweet spot. When the bird hits in this region, the force will be more equally spread than when it hits outside. The number 4 point is the racket's center of gravity. The center of gravity of the racket is the point at which you can lift the whole racket stably with one single finger. To perform a better smash, it would be better to pick a racket whose center of gravity is close to the head. Number 5 is the string tension. Well, the string tension is also a very crucial part of it. It is of very crucial importance because it directly relates to the elasticity of the string, which is a property that determines how much energy can be transmitted to the bird, which is the shuttlecock. So basically, better the elasticity, better the results. So remember, Sadhvi essentially got all of the above mentioned factors right to get that 565 kilometers per hour smash that actually broke the world record. Osama Shab for NDTV.
And finally, the Surat Diamond Boss, a newly constructed office building in Gujarat, has surpassed the Pentagon in the United States to claim the title of the world's largest office building. Take a look.
The record of the world's largest office building, held by the Pentagon for 80 years, will soon be taken over by a building in Gujarat's Surat. The The Surat Diamond Bourse is billed as a one-stop destination for over 65,000 diamond professionals, including cutters, polishers and traders.
गुजरात ऐसे डायमंड बूस्ट हब के तरीके से जाना जाता है। आज कट एंड पॉलिश का पूरा कारोबार सूरत में होता है, लेकिन उसका ट्रेडिंग मार्केट बम्बई के अंदर है, कारण के सूरत के अंदर ऐसी कोई बिल्डिंग नहीं थी और ऐसी कोई फैसिलिटी नहीं थी। ये बिल्डिंग के अंदर कम से कम 1 लाख लोग कार्यरत रहेंगे और रोजगारी की तक भी बहुत बड़ी यहाँ क्रिएट होने वाली है।
It is a 3200 crore rupee project. The 15-story building is spread across 35 acres of land and has 9 rectangular structures. They are all interconnected via a central spine. It comprises over 7.1 million square feet of floor space. The complex has a recreational zone. The building has marble floors and light-filled atriums, connecting over 4,700 office spaces, which can also double as small workshops for cutting and polishing diamonds. The complex houses dining, retail, wellness and conference facilities for workers along with 131 elevators. Half of the building is cooled using natural ventilation, while common areas are powered using solar energy. Praising the Surat Diamond Bourse, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that the building's architecture shows the dynamism and growth of Surat's diamond industry. Diamond traders say this building will boost India's economy.
यहाँ आने से बिजनेस को भी बहुत बड़ा फायदा हो, क्योंकि एवरीथिंग विल हैपन एक रूफ के अंदर। सो पूरा जो सिटी है, जो पहले जिस ट्रेडिंग नहीं होता था, खाली कटिंग पॉलिशिंग, अभी कटिंग पॉलिशिंग, ग्रोइंग, ट्रेडिंग, एवरीथिंग अंडर वन रूफ, which will give ज़्यादा एक बूस्ट देगा।
The sprawling complex is set to welcome its first occupants in November. With Tanushri Pandey, Usama Shab for NDTV.